Hi, this is Shannon from the Outback Group of Companies, and today I'm talking with Hamish Rennie, our team building specialist. How are you doing, Hamish?
I'm great, thanks, Shannon.
Good. You've told me about some really unique experience you've had with different organizations to create custom events for large groups. Tell me a little bit more about some of these events that you've created.
Sure. So recently I had the pleasure of working with Infrastructure Ontario, who had just merged with the Ontario Realty Corporation, and it turned into a large custom charity event that ended up benefiting the YWCA Elm Center in downtown Toronto, a brand new affordable housing complex with about 400 participants in that event. And a second one was for a pharmaceutical company who was up in the Muskoka region, and they had approached us asking to work with their preferred camp, which was Camp Ujigayas, which is the only camp in Canada that works directly with kids with cancer.
Oh, those sound really unique. So you say these are charity type events. I know we have an Apprentice style program. Did you use that as a bit of a foundation before creating these events?
Well, for the Infrastructure Ontario, that was very loosely basis of this event. However, this was just 2 weeks prior to Christmas, so we themed it more with a Santa's Workshop, a component, and rather than just building bikes, as I mentioned, the YWCA Elm Center was who they were trying to assist. There were 300 affordable housing units that people were just moving in. So we created a engaging event that had them putting together oversized gift baskets full of household items, kitchen items, things that they would have needed as brand new residents into a new place. There was even some kids' games in there. So along with these gift baskets, they were also had to design oversized cards welcoming them to the Elm Center, as well as custom-made wood Christmas ornaments that all got to be decorated, and then they were hung on the YWCA's large Christmas tree. So great timing with Christmas. Now the events themselves, as well as just putting these things together, they had to do taste testing. There was the elf three-legged race. There was a Christmas sing-along. So the fun challenges to do with your colleagues. That was indoors at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a really fun way to have a little bit of Christmas spirit and incorporate a lot of community appreciation and community give back into that type of team building program. And the other one you mentioned was outdoors for a camp. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Right, so this was up at the JW Marriott up in the Muskoka region in Ontario. As I mentioned, Camp Ujigayas is not that far away from there. And so HRG, which is the meeting planner I was working with, and GlaxoSmithKline, the end client, had indicated that they wanted to work with Camp Ujigayas. So I said, well, rather than us build a regular event, why don't we work backwards? What does the camp need? And the camp came to us and said they had a new fishing dock, so they needed some kids' fishing gear, some grab-and-go tackle boxes, and some kids' canoe paddles. So we created a custom event that took place all along the JW Marriott Resort. Kayak challenges, bike, golfing, GPS, trivia challenges, all sorts, physical and cerebral. And along the way, your teams, as you completed successful challenges, were given parts of the kids' fishing gears. And at the pool, the challenge was actually decorating and painting the canoe paddles. We all actually, the staff at the site, wore custom kids' camp gear, so we lightened the mood with that. And then a representative from Camp Uch came in at the end and gave a speech on how these items were actually going to make a real difference in a young kid's life, especially kids battling cancer.
Well, no doubt, and I bet seeing somebody from the camp and a representative to really bring home the message and the impact of receiving these items would have been just tremendous way to kind of cap off that team building event, right?
That's exactly it, and I'll give you a very brief example of some of the feedback from these types of events that we run, these charity ones. It says, I liked a team activity that went towards helping those less fortunate. It made me feel good about what I was doing, and very well organized with the team building activity. It was the best all-staff day I've attended so far. So hearing these comments from these events that have a lot of work go into them is very great to hear.
Yeah, really, really rewarding, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody wanted to put together a custom package like this, Hamish, how would they go about contacting us?
Yeah, so on the website, it's CanadianOutback.com, and to reach us directly by phone is 1-800-565-8735.
Awesome. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you again.
Good work, Shannon. Thanks.